everybody and welcome to today's vlog. So we've just got back from Equifest. It's the next day. I'm very tired, but today we have a combined training lesson at Forest Edge, which is something new, something we've never done before, and it basically entails having a half an hour dressage lesson and then going straight into a half an hour show jumping lesson. And these are group lessons. The dressage is with Matt Cox. The show jumping is with Stacey Cook, who I have had before. And we're taking Donny, so come along for the day with us. So I'm just kind of loading up the box for today, which is, well, more like emptying. So I've just taken out all the show stuff, the show basket, everything from yesterday, which was literally just dumped, which happens on show days. And yeah, I've got my boots on already. I'm just gonna put them in a white pad. There's not like time to change from dressage tack to show jumping tack, so we've been advised all to go in our jump tack, so we're like ready for the next phase. So yeah, I just thought I'll just go for like a smart white pad. And yeah, I don't know what to expect really. I just hope we get some really good tips and advice about lifting him, because this ongoing battle, well, he has improved loads, but it's still something we need to work on. And I feel like I get like I'm boring him a little bit with the same exercises, so it'd be great if we could come away with some fresh exercises to work on like lifting him. And also I can't wait for the jumping, literally can't wait. I'm really enjoying jumping him at the minute, and I haven't jumped him this week. I don't think I've actually jumped him since I did the Working Hunter show, so I'm really looking forward to that, like really enjoying that at the minute. So yeah, I'm gonna get him brushed, loaded up and ready to go. It's like a nice simple easy day. Mum is with me with Winnie because we booked the week off like we always do for Equifest. Well, Mum did. I'm obviously off on maternity leave. So because we weren't really sure what days we would do, but yeah, Equifest worked out really well, just going on the one day, and looking forward to today, just something a bit different. Hey, Tom. Good boy, Don. And we had an exciting delivery yesterday, as you can see. We've got Win, she's just having a little nap. And our rosettes are filling up very fast on the back row. Good boy, Don. Looking forward to some jumping, something a bit different and a bit fun. My handsome boy, Don. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go do something different? He says yes, if you like. Good boy. So welcome to the combined training at Forest Edge. So we started off in the indoor-outdoor arena, which is, it's beautiful there. It's a lovely big arena, which is usually the warm-up arena at their events, but it's massive. So this was with Matthew Cox, the dressage rider. I think he competes to a very high level in dressage. And I'd never had a lesson or met him before. So we started off, we walked around the arena and we all kind of got to know each other in the group. So we all sort of said hello and said a little bit about each other. And then we each had like a 5-minute chat directly with Matt, where we'd say what level we were at, what we wanted to work on. And I was just explaining that we had done a winter doing prelim dressage and we were hoping to move up to novice. Also that we do lots of showing and that our jumping is a work in progress, and then also telling him about how Donny works and that we really struggle with getting him lifted, as I find him quite on the forehand at times. So he was just asking about the sort of exercises I did to try and stop him from being on the forehand and the exercises he would recommend. So then we all went off in trot, and he just wanted to see us all sort of trotting round and individually give us all a little bit of help with our trot work. So here I am just trotting Donny round, and one of the exercises he said he would recommend was lots of shoulder in, because this helps get the inside hind underneath. So I do lots of, my usual warm-up, trot, walk, letting him have a stretch. And then I start to pick him up more and do some lateral work, as that's what he recommended. I started off just doing a little bit of leg yield. So he was just getting a little bit softer in the middle and moving across from my leg, and then moving to shoulder in. And I'd also like to apologise about all the noise in the background on this voiceover. Apparently, Winnie wants to do the voiceover today, don't you? Yes? Anything to say, Winnie? Okay. So I start to ride him up the 3/4 lines once he started to soften up, and just get him lifting around my inside leg. And what I find quite hard with shoulder in is to not have too much inside flexion and get the shoulder moving across without the whole body moving across as well. So I literally just want to lift his front and get his shoulders moving onto the outside, and encourage the inside hind underneath without his whole quarters moving across, as well as his shoulder. So Donny is quite clever in this aspect, and when I ask for shoulder in, he realises it's quite difficult, and then he gives me a lot of inside flexion, making it more difficult. I kind of want him to be, I need to push him over more into the outside rein. So it took quite a few attempts to get like a good shoulder in without him evading me, basically. And he also wanted to get like a bit strong and tanky, as another form of evasion. So it was just half halting, keeping it like steady, but keeping the energy up, if that makes sense. We want the energy to come up, and keep him engaged behind.
Make the square corner quite tight to unbalance her in. Does that make sense? And then she finds a balance. Right, so with him. I would say a little bit of the back again as well. What happens is
So when I do lateral work, I actually find it much easier to go into sit and trot, and I thought this is really good practice for me to keep doing sit and trot in each session when I ride Donny, because if I want to ride him side saddle, we're going to be doing a lot more sitting trot, so he needs to get used to me sitting lots in the saddle. And yeah, you can kind of see him evading a little bit still, but not as much, and he definitely softens the more and more I do this exercise. So we then moved on to doing transitions through the shoulder in, which is something I've never ever done before. So basically you get your shoulder in on the 3/4 line, keep him straight, and then you do like a transition to walk but keeping the shoulder in. So yeah, this was actually really difficult as well, to keep the like shoulder and rhythm and balance through the front end consistent through the transitions. Yeah, that was quite difficult, but he was going really well actually, and Donny was quite like forward for him. Yeah, so that was what I was talking through with Matt next, was to start doing transitions through the shoulder in.
So this way, again with your shoulder in, he's just giving you a bit too much bend through the neck, which which is quite common on the left. Give it too much bend to the neck and not through the high leg. Through the rib cage. Left leg, left hand to left. Yeah. And I want you, once you've done a couple of shoulder in, you feel secure in that. I want you to actually do walk shoulder transitions while staying in shoulder in. You're going to go shoulder in. Once you feel that you've got a shoulder in that you like, you're then going to think walk transition in the shoulder in. So that engages that inside hind leg, and then trot again in the shoulder in. And that, the whole idea of that exercise, it makes him have to use his hind leg in the downward and in the upward. Yeah, so pause it and walk transition in the shoulder in. Yeah, because he's got what he's doing there. He's going, I don't want to use my hind leg. I want to push you out of balance. So with her slowly on the right leg, using these corners to bend. What I remember, she's walking from that.
So once he had worked us all in the trot and given us all different exercises to do, he just wanted to see everybody canter, so then he could assess our canter and give us some exercises to work on in the canter. So here I am just popping Donny up into canter on the left, and he was beautiful in the canter today. He felt, I mean, he's just got stronger and stronger, but he felt really, really good. So what Donny tends to do in the canter is have too much inside bend, especially on the right rein, which he finds harder. So Matt actually suggested that we work on cantering him on squares to make him straighter.
I think he's got nice hands, we just need to maintain.
So we literally worked on the canter on each rein, working on our squares, and then we had a very quick changeover to get into the show jumping, which is literally in the main arena, which you can walk straight into sort of thing. So here is Donny jumping. We literally jumped a cross pole, an upright and a spread to warm up over, and she just gave us a few tips on getting our rhythm right over these fences, and we all kind of like took it in turns to go over these fences. And then she had lowered all the fences to make a course, and we were working on she was just giving us like tips and tricks really to help us get around a course confidently and in a good rhythm. So this is our first time doing the course. We all just basically took it in turns in jumping this course. He was super keen, and I love how he goes into the fences so eagerly. I just like ask him to half halt right before the fence rather than on the turn, and then I bury him a little bit. So yeah, as the course went on, we definitely kind of got better as we went on, and I sort of pushed more for the sort of bigger long strides rather than burying him as much. So yeah, here I am cantering across to this little spread fence on the long side. I actually thought they were a little bit small for Donny. There was a couple towards the end which were bigger, and he definitely jumps the bigger ones better. But really happy with his rhythm here. He seemed to sort of like really get into it. And there's a bigger sort of green spread fence up here, which he made light work of. He literally looks like he's stepping over the fences. Stacey hadn't actually seen Donny since I had Winnie, so she could not believe his progress, because I think the last time we were jumping together, we were just doing like canter poles. I buried him a little bit over the last fence, but now I knew that that was sort of a funny stride for him. The next time I go around, I push for a bigger canter over that double at the end. But yeah, I was super, super happy. He was keen, he enjoyed himself, he's confident, and that is really all I want to work on with Donny right now. So we're now back from our combined training lesson. That was fantastic. Had a really, really good time. So in the dressage, we have got to work on the following exercises. Shoulder in, but transition through walk and trot, but keeping the shoulder in, which is something I've never done before. So really looking forward to practicing that at home. Then in the canter, riding lots of squares and circles where I leg yield him out, but not in, to encourage him onto that outside shoulder. All these exercises to encourage him onto the outside shoulder. And then the jumping, Stacey was so impressed of how far he'd come along. It's all about flow and not worrying about whether the fences stay up or not for now, but just focusing on getting our flow into a rhythm and me doing less work to allow Donny to figure things out for himself, because I am riding him a lot, and that's why it's getting messy, because I'm doing all the work. So I need to just concentrate on getting him into a good rhythm and then letting him do the jumping and figuring it out and learning for himself. But it was really nice and a really lovely group of ladies in the session. Yeah, it was just really, really fun. Something I hadn't done before and really enjoyed. I do love like those sort of clinics and training sessions. Donny's just having a little nibble right now. But yeah, I'm looking forward to, we've actually got a jumping training day coming up at Forest Edge again, but without an instructor. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm really enjoying the jumping at the minute with him. And I feel like he's so much stronger and enjoyable to ride. Like today, he felt like he was really happy to do it, and like quite easy to get going. I weren't totally dead afterwards either. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all next week. Bye.